Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel English Study Point. I'm Dinesh Kumar. I have a poem to you that is a very important intermediate poem to you. That this poem is very important for the examination related questions, for the explanation, for the appreciation of the poem, and for the central idea. And this is the poem on His Blindness, composed by John Milton. And
this is the DOB and DOD. DOB is 1608 and DOD is 1674. John Milton was born in 1608 and died in 1674.
This piece of poetry, which is given to you on this whiteboard, this poem has 14 lines, and the type of this poem is sonnet and Miltonic sonnet. Milton has produced this type of sonnets, so it is called Miltonic sonnet. Miltonic sonnet has 14 lines. Miltonic sonnet has 14 lines, and it is divided into two parts. The first is called octave, and the second part is called sestet. Octave has 8 lines and sestet has 6 lines. The first 8 lines of Miltonic sonnet is called octave, and the last 6 lines of the Miltonic sonnet is called sestet. Okay, now recite this poem. Follow my voice and words. Follow my voice by your ears, and follow these lines in the board or in the lines by your eyes, so to make the pronunciation better. When I consider how my light is spent, or half my days in this dark world and wide, and that one talent which is death to hide, lost with me useless though my soul mourned, to serve there with my maker and present my true account, lest he returning chide. Doth God exact to deliver light denied? I fondly ask, what faithens to prevent? That murmur soon replies, God doth not need either man's work or his own gifts, who best bear his mild yoke, they serve him best. His estate is kingly, thousand at his bidding speed, and post over land and ocean without rest. They also serve who only stand and wait. See once again. When I consider how my light is spent, or half my days in this dark world and wide, and that one talent which is death to hide, lost with me useless though my soul more went, to serve there with my maker and present my true account, lest he returning side. Doth God exact to deliver light denied? I fondly ask, what patience to prevent? That murmur soon replies, God doth not need either man's work or his own gifts, who best bear his mild yoke, they serve him best. His estate is kingly, thousand at his bidding feet, and post over land and ocean without rest. They also serve who only stand and wait. So in this way we have completed the pronunciation process. If you pronunciate in this way any piece of poetry 3 or 4 times or 5 times, you will make your pronunciation better. And in English language, pronunciation is very important. Pronunciation should be powerful. So we have completed our pronunciation process. Now the second step, our second step is of explanation. We will see the explanation of this beautiful and the very sublime piece of poetry composed by John Milton. John Milton has composed this piece of poetry, and the title of this poem is On His Blindness. On His Blindness, his relates directly to Milton, and blindness means losing eyesight. A man without eyesight. Eyesight has no powers. Milton, when he became 44, he has lost his eyesight. Before became 44, he already has lost his eyesight. He became completely blind. It is supposed that at that time a man lives near about 80 plus years. So in this way, Milton supposed that 44 is the half of his life. So after losing his eyesight before half his life, he is very worried not worried about his physical weakness, but worried about no use of his poetic talent. He thought that God had gifted him with a poetic talent. God had sent him to this on this earth to serve the people by composing beautiful, sublime, and finest piece of poems. On His Blindness is one of them. This piece is also very sublime and the finest work of Milton. In this poem, Milton expresses his sorrow. How much he sorrow, how much he unhappy, how much he restless. He was restless because he is unable to use his poetic talent. He thought that the poetic talent that was in him will be remain till death useless, and this is that was the great point of sorrow to John Milton. And we will see this the gloomy of the agony of Milton according to, in his own words, according to John Milton. The first lines expressing his sorrow: when I consider, he tells that whenever, any times when he think about losing eyesight, he didn't know how he lost his eyesight. It is unbelievable. Before completing his half-life, he became blind in the young age. It is unbelievable to him. Or half my days means life. Days means life. The Milton is saying that before completing half of his life, he became blind, and that was unbelievable. In this dark world, after becoming blind, the world is already dark, totally dark. There is no light. If you have eyesight, if you have eye light, all the lights of this world, such as bulb, such as colorful lights, such as the light of moon, and the light of sun, has value. If you have no eyesight, there is no value of sunlight or moonlight or bulb light or any type of light. So the world became more and more dark to a blind person, and wide also. If a person is blind, 10 steps seems to him like 100 steps. If you close your eye and try to walk 10 steps, you will see the pain and the fear of 10 steps, and you will feel that 10 steps like 100 steps seems to you. And that one talent, the poet Milton thought that he had only one talent. God had given him. God had sent to him on this earth with a powerful talent, and that talent was poetic talent of composing poetry, of composing poems, and to serve the humankind, human beings, which is death to hide. This is the worry of Milton. Milton was worried that the talent God had given to him is useless till death to him, because without eyesight he can't use. He could not use because he had no eyesight. Lodged with me. Lodged means keep with me inwardly, in the mind, useless, without use. The poet Milton has a great sorrow because he is unable to use his poetic talent, and the poetic talent will keep useless in his mind till death. Although his soul, means the mind, the heart of Milton more anxious. When means anxious. Although Milton wants to use his poetic talent anyhow, anytime, in any difficulties, and want to face any difficulties in the way to use his poetic talent. But to serve therewith, he wants to serve the God, to serve the mankind with that poetic talent. My maker means God. Poet wants to serve his God by using his gift and want to present my true account. I want to present the uses of his poetic talent in the front of God after death, when his soul will present in the court of God. poet says that he want to present in front of God his true account, the uses of his poetic talent. Present my true account, least means कहीं ऐसा ना हो कि least, this word gives fear, such type of fears. In the future fear, he returning after death, when his soul will be in the court of God. Chide means scold. He has fear that God will scold him if he unable to use his poetic talent. And use of his poetic talent proves that Milton was careless and didn't work and didn't want to work. He was very lazy. If he didn't present his true account, it proves that Milton was lazy. He didn't use his poetic talent. So Milton was very afraid of chide of God. And in this way we find there is a line, you see, and I have divided this poem into two parts. The first part is above these lines and the second part is below these lines. And above this line, all the lines have a question, all the life have a question and give of fear and sorrow and such type of rebel. In these lines, the poet wants to express his fear and the anxiousness of his heart and the sorrow of his heart of not using his poetic talent and losing his eyesight. And after this line we see, doth God exact means होता है डिमांड करना, यानी day labor or labor which is done in the enough light in the day, in the sunlight, such types of work we do in sunlight. Light denied after taking eyesight. After taking eyesight, there is no values of daylight. You can't do any work which you do in sunlight if you have no eyesight. The day and the night are the same to a blind person. Then what is the use of sunlight? You can't do any work of this you do in sunlight. You know, I fondly ask, Milton says that after thinking these sorrowful thoughts, after thinking about the sorrowful thoughts given in these lines, I fondly ask, very foolishly I asked to my heart, to my inward soul. What was the question? The question was, will God exact day labor details and account after taking his eyesight? Who has taken his eyesight? Who has taken the poet's eyesight? God. No one can take any person's eyesight. Only God has powers to make a person blind. So poet says that and think that God has made him blind. Who has made him blind? God has made him blind. And if God has made him blind, why God will ask to present true account of John Milton's poetic talent? It is foolishly. In this angle, by this angle, the poet was only asked this question. But patience means यहाँ पर कह सकते हो devotion. But devotion, the heart of Christianity, to prevent means to check, and the faith towards God checked Milton that you are wrong, you are asking a wrong question, you are in the wrong position, wrong side. No, God is not such a bad person. God is great, God is sublime, God is supreme, God is almighty. God. But to prevent that moments, the voice of heart soon replies, give an answer. The heart of Milton soon replies, God doth not need. Need means यहाँ पर कह सकते हो wants, यानी God को जरूरत नहीं होती है. God has no need of man's work. either man's work or his own gifts. And God has no need of man's gifts or man's work. Who best bears? And a person who bears all the adversities, all the miseries given by God, all the sorrows given by God, and bear all the situations, the difficult situations, and the happy situations and pleasing situations, all the situations, they serve him best. They are the true servicemen of God. A person who accepts all the orders of God and keep himself ready to face the situations, difficult situations or pleasing situations, all the situations. There is no rebelness in the mind. His estate is kingly. The God's estate is kingly. God is royal. God is almighty. God is supreme. Thousands at his bidding feet. Thousands of angels are ready to fulfill the order of the God. They are waiting. They are waiting his number to serve the God by placing in the line of servicemen. There is no need of man's work, no need of God, no need of man's gifts. God has thousands and thousands of angels to serve and post over, and those thousands of angels post and keep ready and post and do their works, duties. Ocean without land, or ocean means anywhere, in any situations, any difficult situation, any type of situations, without rest, without taking a rest. They are always ready to serve God 24/7 hours. They also serve, and this is the heart of this poem. The last line is the heart of this poem, you can say. They also serve. A person who posts himself to do the duty is not only the serviceman of God, not only the worshipper of God, but a person who waits his turn to serve the God. Stand and wait. Is still waiting his number to serve God, because he is ready to serve God. God knows it. So those who are in the waiting lines in the service of God also the best, also serve, all the best servant of God. Okay, in this way you can say that Milton has divided his mind into two parts. The first part is the reveling parts, and the second part is the answering part. And the first part is human beings, and the second part is the according to human, not human being, and the divine, related to Christianity. In this piece of poetry, we have known that we should accept all the situations, all the sorrow, happiness given by God. God is no way wrong. God is always just. There is nothing unjust according to God. God loves every person and always do the best to any person.
हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, यदि अभी तक आपने हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो यहाँ से सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए। हाँ स्टूडेंट्स, यहाँ दिए गए बगल में बेल आइकन को आप ज़रूर प्रेस कर दीजिए, ताकि जो भी मैं वीडियो अपलोड करता रहूँ उसका नोटिफिकेशन आपको समय समय पर तुरंत मिलता रहे।